Get Out is the directorial debut of Jordan Peele, and he also wrote it. And if you don't know, Jordan Peele is half of the comedy duo of Key and Peele, who are they do a lot of comedy sketches together, and they're really funny, and I really find a lot of their stuff funny. And what this movie is essentially about is there's there's a black man who's played by Daniel Kaluuya, and he's dating a white girl, and this is his first experience of meeting her parents. And they're played by Bradley Whitford and Catherine Keener, and his girlfriend is Allison Williams. But there's also, in the mix of him having to try and cope with the awkwardness of meeting her parents, there's also something a lot more sinister going on, and you're not really sure what it is. And that's one of this movie's strong points. I'm going to say right off the bat, this is a really, really good movie, and a really, really strong debut for Jordan Peele. It was really surprising that this was his directorial debut, because I really like a lot of things about this movie. The performances are all around really great, really strong. Some of them are very human-like and authentic, which I appreciated a lot. And I really like a lot of the horror aspects of this movie. They're very reminiscent of David Lynch, who David Lynch is one of my favorite directors of all time, so it's really nice to see that in here. Ultimately, though, this movie deals with a lot of real things, and it's not just an issue of racism. I can see this applying to humanity as a whole. We all feel, I don't know, as they say in The Big Lebowski, out of our element at times when we're the only singular person that has a certain trait in a room of people vastly different from us. And I think this movie really does a good job of capturing that. But the horror aspects are also really great, as I mentioned before. The comedy here, there's some surprisingly funny moments in here. And there's one character in specific, a main comic relief type character, who isn't overused, and when he actually appears, it's actually funny, it's nice to see, and it's very refreshing and original. Ultimately, though, I don't really have a lot of issues with this movie. The problem that I mainly have with it is mainly a score thing. Like, there's just weird jump scare-ish scenes that are, like, not even scary. Like, usually at a jump scare, even if it's not scary, you'll jump just because, but the way that this is set up is the score leads into this loud noise, but nothing happens. Like, one is literally just a person, like, literally just walking down a hallway. And I don't understand why that's scary, but, I mean, whatever. That's just kind of threw me off of the movie. Kind of took me out of the experience for a minute, but, I mean, other than that, most things work pretty well in here. There's not a lot of inconsistencies as far as acting, and the tone is pretty strong throughout. And like I said before, ultimately the storyline is really cool. I don't want to give a whole lot away because I went into this movie not knowing anything, really. Just, I went in and it made it, I feel like, a lot better, because when stuff starts to get explained, when stuff happens, it's just like, you just have no idea what's going on. And I do like, another thing that I really do like about this is how, in the end, not everything is explained. I went out of here having questions about what was going on. And the first scene sets this movie up so perfectly. The first scene might be one of my favorite scenes in this movie, maybe even my favorite scene in the whole movie. It's done with very minimal editing, and it's really tight, and it's just interesting to see how this whole thing unfolds, because it goes in a direction that I just did not see it going in. So ultimately, guys, despite having a couple weaknesses throughout, and my biggest flaw being the score and just the way that it tried to incorporate jump scares, I really did enjoy this one, and I do recommend checking it out. It's probably one of the best movies I've seen of 2017 so far. So yeah, definitely give this one a try. And I gotta say, I'm gonna give Get Out right now. It's at a 7.5. It could go up higher on repeated viewing, but still, it's a very strong movie. I would say great all around. Definitely go out and check this one out, please. And like I've said before, please comment below if you've seen Get Out, what you thought of it, and, give me a thumbs up, a like, and, subscribe, all that stuff, just to help out here. Anyway, thanks for viewing this one, and I hope you enjoy, and see you next time.